Hi, hello, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of Marty's Minute Meditations. If you enjoy Marty's Minute Meditations, please visit Marty's Patreon page at patreon.com/Marty's Minute Meditations. Become a martyr for manhood and donate monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, $25. You can even give $100. Any amount more than that you can also give. Marty would really appreciate it. If you enjoy video content, you could check out Marty's YouTube channel. He's starting to get some stuff up on there. Some fun, enjoyable content, video content, just to start to incorporate some visual meditations, right? You can enjoy some moments with Marty. If you're a new listener, welcome. There's room for you on this boat, right? Just pull up a seat. Maybe pull up a little pillow for your tush. Just so while you sit, it's not too hard on your bottom, right? If you're an old listener, thanks for coming back. Thanks for joining me once again. It's you repeat listeners that really make the Marty family full, right? And so I hope you all enjoy this episode. I hope all of you are on the boat today, taking this journey down this river. So without further ado, let's begin. Do you feel like you've been having a lot of nightmares lately? There's some strange times happening. What does that do to your mind? What does that do for your dream state? Does it create a space that's terrifying for you? And what is a nightmare really? What is it? Is it something you only experience in dreams? Or is it your fears incarnate in waking life? Whoa, Marty, whoa. I know. I just blew your mind with that idea. That a nightmare could be that. That a nightmare is not just something that you go to bed and you experience it and, your mother shows up and she's half your uncle, half your mom, and also she has like a dog body, right? And then your teeth start falling out, and then, you're trying to chew on a hammer because you think it's a banana, and it turns into a hamster that tells you that your father didn't love you while you were growing up, right? Is that a nightmare? I don't know. Maybe it's not just that. Maybe nightmares exist in our physical reality, right? Maybe that's possible. I think it is. It seems like we're experiencing nightmares right now. It feels like we're in the nightmare. And what if it becomes more of a nightmare? How do you wake up from a nightmare? Can you pinch yourself in real life and wake up from the nightmare that we've created? Whoa, Marty, I know I'm getting really deep in this episode because it's about nightmares. We exist in nightmares. We create nightmares. A lot of people are going, on my vision board, my dream board. I want to create my dreams. I want to daydream and kind of manifest these daydreams. I want to make them real, right? Well, if you can make daydreams real, if you can make your dreams a reality, then you can certainly make your nightmares a reality. And I think a lot of people in the past have created nightmares that become manifest in real life. And it's not only nightmares for themselves, but nightmares for others, right? They decide and make decisions based on that. And maybe the banana doesn't turn into a hamster, right? But there's a real nightmare that exists. A nightmare of hate and fear. Ooh, I've got chills. I don't know if you have chills, but I know I do. I know I have chills running up and down my spine. Because the nightmares are here. You know, we don't have to go to bed to see them. We just have to wake up and look around. Look around us, you know? If you look in the past, people have experienced nightmares before. And so the question really is, are we perpetuating the nightmare? And who is perpetuating the nightmare? Are you perpetuating it? Am I perpetuating it? Are politicians perpetuating it? Right? Everyday people who don't realize what the nightmares were in the past. Are they perpetuating nightmares right now, thinking that they're daydreams? I don't know. It's a big question. I don't have the answers. Marty doesn't have answers, right? And if I did have the answers, oh my gosh, I would sell them. I would sell the answers. Because sometimes Marty does have answers. And Marty will admit to when he does. Because he wants to give them to you, right? He wants to give you the answers. The government doesn't want you to have them, right? The science community doesn't want you to have them. Pharmaceutical companies don't want you to have the answers, because then they don't get to make money off of your fears, off of these nightmares, right? Wow, really scary. But Marty has the questions right now. Marty has the questions, and Marty wants to ask you those questions. Because the nightmares are in the mind. The nightmares start in the mind before they can enter the physical sphere of reality. So what are they? What are those mental nightmares that become incarnate in waking life? It's really heavy. It's really heavy, as they would say. So take that breath in. Really take that idea and experience it. What is it? Where do we go with this today? Where do we go with it tomorrow? Where were we with it yesterday? There's a lot going on in the world. Are nightmares coming to you? Maybe you're not even aware that it's a nightmare. Maybe others see the nightmare coming, and you're refusing to realize that it's here. And as you continue down this dream state, before you know it, your teeth have fallen out. You're chewing on a hammer, thinking it's a banana, and it turns into a hamster. It forces you to confront the words of your father and of your mother and how they raised you. What do they say to you? What do they say to you that can wake you up from this nightmare? Hey there, kiddos. Welcome to another episode of Silly String Stevens' Super Duper Slap Happy Shenanigans Show. We've got a funerific show for you today because we're going to talk about trust. Weepy Walrus, what's wrong?
I've lost my trust.
Oh no. Bad things can happen when you lose your trust. And the worst things can happen if your trust has been taken from you. Oh yeah, baby, where you gonna go? Oh yeah, baby, 'cause I ain't your hoe. You had my love, baby, and you took it away. Now you got it, baby, and what you gotta say? Think you could hide it from me? I hope you got an insurance policy. Give me back my love, send it my way. Tie it all up and post it today. Ooh, baby, I miss you so much. I see you in my dreams, walking around, longing for my touch. Ooh, yeah, baby, don't get too sick. I know you miss the days when you're sucking on my.
And that's a Penny Pierce with probably top hits. Really launched him into stardom. Give it back. Today we have Penny Pierce with us right now.
That's right.
Pretty radical, pretty awesome. It's really great to have you in the studio, Penny.
It's great to be here.
Yeah.
It's great.
So everybody knows you, everybody's seen you,
It's true.
but I think everybody has like lots of questions about like what you're like, who are you, like what's your beliefs, what do you,
Fuck.
your fears, your hopes,
Right.
your dreams. Like
Right.
I know that you're a musician, but you're also like really into jewelry and stuff.
Yeah,
So
jewelry,
just
yeah.
talk about that.
Well, Clark, it's really weird because I come from this really weird town in the middle of nowhere in
Okay.
Missouri.
Missouri,
People are really surprised when they hear that, and I
I'm
don't know
surprised,
why.
yeah.
I feel like it's because I'm already, like I already have this kind of energy, and it really
it's true.
it really it doesn't feel like I'm like from like middle America,
Mm.
and so
Mhm.
people are usually surprised by that. But yeah, I've always like loved music. I love the music. I love moving my hips to music, and I
gotta
feel
move
like,
your hips,
like
yeah.
that's like the language of the people, right? That like
Totally
when we
radical,
listen
yeah.
to like music and lyrics, that we really feel it in our bodies, and like I just like it's it's like we're really the revolutionaries, we're really the revolutionaries.
Yeah.
Totally
Totally radical,
like,
yeah.
like fuck politics, fuck the government, like
Yeah.
fuck all that. I'm in it for the music because the music is what like speaks to the people, and like the government doesn't
Totally.
know what they're doing. So I'm up here like preaching like love and acceptance, and like
Yeah, love. Yeah.
I just feel like if we just took the government down, right? And we just took down this structure, right?
Totally,
Because
yeah.
nobody really relies on the structure anyway, right?
No,
it's
that's-
not
yeah,
like
that's what I'm
the
saying.
structure's
That's
like
what I'm saying.
feeding people. It's like food feeds people. You know what I mean,
Yeah,
Clark?
yeah.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It's like
Yeah,
food
totally get it.
feeds people, and also like, we don't need like this system of government and structure. I'm always about like bring it down and so like with my music, I try to communicate that. And try to like
Totally.
make people understand that look, you don't need all these structures like you don't like we can make our own food, we can
Yeah,
make
totally
our own
radical, yeah.
electricity. We don't even need it really. Look,
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I was
yeah.
laying in my mansion and like I realized that like the government doesn't dictate what my mansion does. You know what I mean? I go out, I go into my jacuzzi. They're not there like helping out, like make the bubbles and all that. They're not doing that. So like
Yeah, totally.
when I think about my music and what it says to me, I just think that like I think yeah, it's like music is the way,
Wow, yeah, that's I mean that's totally radical, and like, it's no question that like people really look up to
Yeah.
you, and really idolize what you have to
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
and the music that you put forth, because your message is so strong,
is,
and
it
like
is.
I've been thinking a lot about that with the government, and especially lately, like it's like why do we need them,
Yeah,
And
it's
so
like-
it's really nice to know that like we have musicians and artists like you that really like speak to the people
Yeah.
and really like illuminate like the different facets of
Yeah,
what
it's
this is,
fascinating.
So yeah, it's totally cool, man. Penny, is Penny okay, or do you like what do you?
Pierce.
Okay, yeah, Pierce.
Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce sounds way P.
Yeah, it
P.
does.
Pierce.
It does.
P.
yeah.
Pierce. That's pretty
It's
cool. Yeah. So I guess another
It's my
question.
It's my name.
So I mentioned it before, but I think it's really interesting to kind of delve into what else feeds you as an artist and as a person, especially for any kind of like people out there listening who are like looking for any kind of like motivation,
yeah,
like
yeah.
young men who are
So,
just
yeah.
like feeling really lost right now, and
Yeah, I'm
like
a man. Yeah.
really don't know what to do,
man.
like who would you say, I mean, you said you come from like middle
That's right,
America, and you kind
Missouri,
of just came
yeah.
out of nowhere. Like what kind of discipline, or like what did you what did you do, what did you do to like get here?
Well, Clark, it's weird, right? Because I was always, like the cool kid in school because I was like a rebel,
Mhm.
right?
It's cool.
So they always like was thinking, oh man, Pierce, you're like the bad boy, and the girlies were always like following me
It's cool.
around,
It's radical.
and I love women, right?
Yeah.
So I always like would follow the women around. I was like right distracted by them. I was right distracted
Yeah,
by
you be-
women all the time,
They're distracting.
and
yeah.
so I really had to stop and go, Pierce, what are you doing with your life, right?
Wow.
Because I got into drugs, I was doing all sorts of stuff,
Yeah.
and one day I woke up in a dumpster.
It's
Right.
a dumpster, man. Wow.
It happens.
Yeah, I did it once.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
I woke up in a dumpster, and I realized that I had relations with a lady of the night,
Okay.
and I realized that all this messing around, all that, it wasn't feeding me. It wasn't feeding me, right? And I don't mean feed me in a way that like food feeds you, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm saying like it didn't feed me like in the inside.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
know, like food. Well, I guess like food feeds you on the inside,
Yeah.
but I mean like on the like inside of me,
Yeah.
on the inside of Pierce, like the part of me that's like not Pierce
Yeah.
but is.
Wow.
And so on that day, I realized it was like 6 a.m. in a dumpster. I hadn't washed my my Willie suit, and
Wow.
I just had to turn it around. And so I started, writing about my experiences
Okay.
and like making music, and people really loved it. And I started putting it on the internet, and I just was making money, and really turned my life around.
That's really
turned
inspirational.
So like discipline, right? It's really important. But sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom to realize and see what the top is, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really inspirational. Like, I just got like chills up my spine.
Yeah.
So like, okay, cool. Like that's so like I guess we're running out of time, but like, I guess one more question, right?
Mm.
And this is one that's really like getting to me in my mind right now.
Right.
Is
okay,
like,
go ahead.
like what's your like biggest fear? Like what are your like nightmares? Like you've got it all. You're like a rebel, and
yeah.
like it's almost like you're fearless. But like,
Yeah, it's right.
like what are you afraid of? Like what are your nightmares? Like what keeps you up at night? Is there anything that just like kind of like gets in your like inside you? Like when you're talking about like what's what feeds your insides, right? Is there anything that like scares your insides? Like what like keeps you up at night? What like makes you really doubt everything in reality? Like do you ever like look in the mirror and just like doubt who you are and like what's going on? And like sometimes you like look at that razor on your like on your sink, and you just like you just go, oh man, like I can't do it anymore. Like is there anything that like really makes you do that, where you're just looking in the mirror and you see inside your eyes and you go, who am I? Like what does this matter? Like you just start doubting everything in your existence. Is there anything like that?
Well, that's a real deep question, and it's a real difficult question to answer. But it's weird that you ask it, 'cause I've been having this nightmare lately. It's it's like once a month, right?
Alright, yeah.
I wake up in a dream. I like wake up in my bed, and I'm in my mansion, right? And I look around,
Nice,
and
yeah.
like all the stuff I had in my mansion is gone. Like all the things I bought, like the paintings and the antique furniture, all my instruments, it's like empty, right? And so I get out of bed, and I walk out my room into a hallway, and this hallway is in my mansion. I never seen it before. Like it's not like a hallway that I have, and it's just
That's
a
mysterious.
hallway, and it's filled with like doors, and it's other than that it's like empty, right? And so I start walking down this hallway, and I hear this sound coming from the door at the end of the hallway. And so I'm like, I should probably walk down to that door. Like maybe that's where all my stuff went, right?
Okay, yeah, that makes
So
sense.
I'm walking, and this hallway is like getting longer and darker, and this sound is like coming, it's louder. And so I get to this door, and I like open it up, and I walk through the doorway, and I walk in this room, and it's like it's not a big room, but it's like not small. It's not big.
Okay.
It's like medium size,
big. Medium size. Okay.
And I step in and I notice that like the whole room has like pictures of my family. It's just they're everywhere, right? And I look around and I notice that it's like my old living room, like my parents' house. And my mom is standing there and she's staring at me. And she looks like upset and sad. And I go, Mom, what are you doing here? And she goes, look at yourself. I go, what? She goes, look at yourself. Look.
Okay. Yeah.
And I look down and I see I'm naked, right? And my penis is just there and it's covered in blood. And I'm looking at my body like, where's my clothes, you know? And I'm covered in this jewelry, you know, that I made, that I love. And I look back at my mother and she's like, look at yourself. I go, Mom, I'm naked. And she goes, your father's scared of you. And I don't understand, you know. So I'm like, Mom, I don't know what you're saying, or where's Dad, you know. And so I look down at my body again, and I'm still covered. And now, like my whole body is covered in blood, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's my blood. I don't know if it's someone else's. And I look up, and it's now my mom like turned into a mirror or something, you know. And I see myself, but it's not my face, right? I'm still covered in blood. My penis is still like hanging there, covered in blood, and it's my dad's face. Like it's me, but it's my dad, and it's like, but we're not one, but we're both of them, right? And then my mom comes up behind me, and my penis starts to get like really big and long, but not like in a way like I'm getting aroused, right? Like in a weird way, and it's getting bigger and it's getting longer, and this like worm starts to come out of my pee hole, and I start getting right scared. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out, and I'm looking up in the mirror, and I see my mom shaking her head no, and I go, yeah, I don't want this to happen either, you know. And so she comes around, and she takes my penis, and then she takes the worm, and she starts to pull it out of my penis, and I'm feeling this awful pain in my penis and in my whole body, as if like I'm getting like something evil is exiting my body or something like that, you know. And she's pulling and she pulls out this big worm, and she's holding it, and she's like holding it up like she caught a fish or something, right? And she goes, the key is here. The key is here. You can open the door now. And then I wake up, and I feel empty inside, and I don't know why or how or what to do next.
Thank you, Peppy Penguin, for showing us how fun it is to trust somebody by practicing those trust falls. For you listeners out there, just know that Billy received medical attention and can still see out of both of his eyes. Oh no, Weepy Walrus. Why are you crying?
I'm scared I'll never get my trust back.
Well, maybe you can, with the help of a song. I trust the sun to rise every single day. I trust the rivers to flow the right way. I trust my mommy and my daddy raised me right, 'cause their duty is to make my light shine bright. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. I trust my teachers to teach me all that's true, to fill my mind with joy and stuff that's cool. I trust that everyone else is a good human, and even if they're bad, I'm not assuming. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. I trust our government is made for all the people, 'cause if it isn't, it can't be evil. I trust our corporations know for us what's best, 'cause they tell us so or there would be unrest. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops. I trust our globalized society to flourish, 'cause if there's a problem, we'll surely cure it. I trust that humans will continue to progress, 'cause the doomsday clock is ticking irregardless. If you don't trust, things fall apart and it all goes bust. Oops.
Our planet is in crisis. Society is collapsing. The food supply is dwindling. Chaos is taking over. We are speeding towards an endpoint of ultimate destruction. What is humanity to do? Michomium X has the solution, and it's in our own backyard. The moon.
Thank you, DramaBot, for that introduction.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is Casey Mitchum, philanthropist, engineer, genius, and the founder of Michomium X. I'm here to tell you that there's a way out of this crisis, and it's the moon. That's right. As we speak, my company, Michomium X, is beginning the process of terraforming the moon. In 10 years, we plan on having the first colony on the moon completed. Imagine the sprawling moon suburbs, complete with a moon mall that sells all of your favorite goods. Starbucks, Neiman Marcus, and my new patented Mitchum Moon Pizza. Imagine the crisp clean air, lush forests, clear blue water, and stretchy mozzarella strands off of this delectable tomato pie. Humanity won't have to worry anymore once we've started our new society on the moon. The problems of Earth will become the problems of the past, because the future is the moon and my Mitchum Moon Pizza, complete with every topping you can imagine. You heard it here. We'll soon call the moon our home, looking on the rotting, desolate corpse of our once blue planet. Space is limited, so sign up soon to make your $1 million deposit, and I'll be waiting on the moon for you with a nice slice of Mitchum Moon Pizza. This is Casey Mitchum. I'm the guy to terraform that pie in the sky.
Welcome to another episode of Clark's Poetry Corner. You know, I like to like really get some real out there artists these days, just who are like talking about the world and like really translating it into the art of poetry. Today we have a gentleman by the name of Bernie. Hello. Welcome, Bernie.
Yes, thank you.
It's
Thank
really
you.
nice to have you here.
It's
Like,
nice to
totally
be here.
radical that you're here.
Yes.
So, like, just a little backstory about you. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're like a window salesman
Yes.
or something?
Yeah, I sell windows.
Wow. That's crazy. You know, it's so weird because it's like metaphorical.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, you help people see the world, but also you, like, help them see the world through your poetry.
Right, yes. I like to think that my poetry opens the door to a lot of possibilities. I even see myself as a bit of a prophet lately.
Wow, it's pretty radical.
just
prophet.
because my poetry comes from I meditate a lot.
That's pretty
And so
radical, yeah.
my poetry comes through, and I feel like the words that I say prophetize what's happening in the world right now and what will happen in the future.
Wow, that's pretty radical. It must be really hard to like deal with that, like, you know, emotional, like, reality, because
Yeah.
it's just like so much, right?
It's a lot.
That you have to kind of like sort through and like deal with.
Yeah.
So that must be a lot. That must be like a large emotional burden for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, we could talk all day, but really, I just want to know what's going on with your poetry, you know? Like, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to, you know, what have you got for us today, Bernie?
Well, today I have a poem called Nightmares and Daydreams. And
Cool,
if you want a little backstory,
yeah, sure, whatever you want.
I have this reoccurring nightmare,
Mm.
and I really don't want to say too much
Yeah,
because
that's
I don't
cool.
want to
Yeah,
give
no,
it
it's alright.
away.
Yeah, you don't have to do
So I guess I'll just jump right into the poem.
that. Yeah, totally. Just jump right in. Go ahead.
Nightmares and daydreams.
Mm.
From the top to the bottom to the top. There's no way to make it stop. Her eyes are red, her fists are clenched. I'm left to fix with just this wrench. What tools do I have? What tools can I use? Everything else has gone to the refuse. Time is gone, time is here, but your heart hurts and you have fear.
Wow, that's pretty deep, Bernie. Like, that's pretty. I mean,
From the top
there's more.
to the bottom,
Okay.
the bottom to the top. There's no way to make it stop.
Yeah.
Her eyes are red, her fists are clenched. I'm left to fix with just this wrench. What tools do I have? What tools can I use? Everything else has gone to the refuse. Time is gone, time is here, but your heart hurts and you have fear. From the top to the bottom to the top, there's no way to make it stop. Her eyes are red, her fists are clenched. I'm left to fix with just this wrench? What tools do I have? What tools can I use? Everything else has gone to the refuse. Time is gone.
Time is here. But your heart hurts, and you have fear. Wow. Thank you, Bernie. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Detective Dan, for solving the case of the missing trust. Who knew that it was there the whole time? Well, I know Weepy Walrus is happy to have his trust back. But, kiddos, now's my least favorite time of the show. And it's when I have to say goodbye. Oh no, Weepy Walrus. What's wrong?
I'm sad the show's over.
Well, we'll be back next time for another episode of Silly Steven Super Duper Slap Happy Shenanigans Show. Of course, Weepy. If we've learned anything today, it's that you can trust me. You can trust me. You can. You can trust me. It's okay. You can trust me.